What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. Today we're going to talk about Tennessee. We're going to talk about Tennessee and what the Republican governor did. Because keep in mind, right now we're discussing which group, is more, pliable to the African Americans. Me personally, I know both these groups are trash. All right. Now, one particular group is more dangerous in an immediate sense than the other group, but they're both particularly trash, right? And I keep trying to tell you, no matter the political theater that they show us where they pretend like they don't like each other, all right? Now, I happen to know, because I'm from Washington, D.C., right? And the nature of my job, I actually deal with politicians all the time, right? I actually see these guys when they're candid, not on camera. And let me tell you, they all hang out up the street. I can go tomorrow, I know exactly where at least 3 or 4 I'm going to be, right? Both Democrat and Republican. They'll get online, they'll pretend like they don't like each other, they talk shit. But when they get off the cameras, because it's all an act, right, then they're going to hang out and talk shit about, how they laughing at the rest of us for being pissed off and all emotionally invested into the bullshit that they just gave us, right? But I want you to pay attention to Tennessee, right? Just in case you black folks, you guys don't understand the situation we are in, right? I want you to see the law that Tennessee has passed. I didn't know. I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently, I never thought it was this official. But I want you to watch it. And after you watch it, if you don't think that it's absolutely ludicrous that any black person should ever wholeheartedly champion any of these parties, but more importantly, Republicans, but still the Democrats too, right? Republicans are clear and present danger. Democrats are a strategic danger, right? We got to deal with both these dudes. Right? Because both of them, listen to me now, both parties participate in this particular activity because they want to hold on to their true culture, that thing that's deep down inside of them, all right? And you know what? I'm all for it. And I ain't told you what it was, but I'm all for it. As a matter of fact, I will celebrate it every single year, and I will highlight, since this is a holiday, I will highlight the accomplishments when it comes to this particular holiday, right? And I will make sure that the world knows exactly, with all its context, who these people are and about. No problem. If that's what you want, that's what you get. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch this. It's about 6 minutes long, but it's definitely worth the watch because you need to understand in the real world what these people who smile in your face, who give you a bunch of word salad, with these people who try to make you feel as comfortable as you possibly can within your own oppression. I want you to know what these people are truly about as soon as you turn your back. As soon as you turn your back. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Here, but often when this happened, multiple times this has happened, I've talked about this event in Mississippi. And it is the declaration, the statutory proclamation. I don't think the proclamation is statutory, but the holiday, the state holiday is, and that is Confederate Heritage Month. And you might not be surprised to look at this picture of current governor of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, standing in front of a massive flag of a traitor prospective nation. Heritage Month. I'm going to play a brief clip from CNN, kind of talking about this, announcing this with the host, Victor Blackwell. I'm a fan. I like Victor Blackwell. He does a good job of kind of breaking this down. And then he doesn't get into the details of this, but I want to read from what this heritage is. I'm going to read from the Declaration of Immediate Causes which induce and justify the secession of the state of Mississippi from the federal union, 1861. This is their Declaration of Independence for the state of Mississippi that still celebrates Confederate Heritage Month. So I want to explain to you, and I would advise you listen because you can go through your life and at least your day showing people what this heritage that they're talking about is. And it's a doozy. First, though, is this clip from CNN with Victor Blackwell.
In Mississippi, Lord, Mississippi, The governor has proclaimed April Confederate Heritage Month. And next Saturday, if you're not busy, April 27th, specifically was proclaimed Confederate Memorial Day. The proclamation was shared by the Facebook page of the state landmark, the Jefferson Davis Home and Presidential Library. Check out the caption here. They invite you to come celebrate with us. Celebrate with you. Celebrate the heritage of traitors who fought to preserve slavery under the fallacy of white supremacy? Hard pass. And this is not the first year this is happening in Mississippi, but you have to ask, why does it keep happening? Well, let's get perspective now from a former governor of Mississippi, Ray Mabus. He was also Secretary of the Navy under President Obama and is a former ambassador. Governor, good to see you. Let me read first just a bit of the statement that came from Governor Tate Reeves' spokesperson. For the last 30 years, 5 Mississippi governors, Republicans and Democrats alike, have signed a proclamation recognizing the statutory state holiday and identifying April as Confederate Heritage Month. But this is a choice every time it happens. What's your reaction to this proclamation?
Well, first, I didn't do it when I was governor. And second, Confederate heritage, really, the heritage that I think of with the Confederacy is slavery, is treason, and is losing. So which one of those heritages are we really honoring here?
That's the question all decent-minded people want answers to. What's the heritage here? Slavery, treason against the United States, losing a war, starting a war, fighting a war over slavery. And there will be invariably people in the comments who will say, oh, this wasn't about slavery. It just wasn't about slavery. It was about states' rights or some other nonsense. Here, from 1861 is their Declaration of Independence. And I think that it bears repeating. I've read these before in videos, at least one video. And stick with me here, because if you're one, especially if you disagree, if you're going into this thinking, oh no, it wasn't about slavery, that we're talking about Mississippi, Confederate Heritage Month, come celebrate Confederate heritage. This is why they fought the war. Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the greatest material interest of the world. Its labor supplies the product which constitutes by far the largest and most important portions of commerce of the earth. These products are peculiar to the climate verging on the tropical regions, and by an imperious law of nature, none but the black race can bear exposure to the tropical sun. They open with that. They open with that. Then it goes through, and they're going to give reasons. It says that we do not overstate the dangers to our institution. A reference to a few facts will sufficiently prove. And then there's this list, and this is not exhaustive. This isn't all of them. I'm only going to read the ones. It is such a fool's errand to try to argue that the Civil War wasn't about slavery, especially in the case of Mississippi. They're talking about the hostility that caused this decision to be made by them, and this is how it starts. The hostility to this institution, they're talking about slavery, this institution, the hostility to slavery commenced before the adoption of the Constitution and was manifested in the well-known Ordinance of 1787 in regard to the Northwestern Territory. It, the hostility to slavery, has grown until it denies the right of property in slaves and refuses protection to that right on the high seas, in the territories, and wherever the government of the United States had jurisdiction. It's about slavery.